There's a moment in healing that surprises almost everyone. You've done the work, you've let go, and you started trusting yourself again. And suddenly your life feels quieter, more peaceful. But instead of relief, you feel uneasy. If this has been happening to you, then nothing is wrong with you. It's just that your nervous system is learning what peace feels like for the first time. So stay with me, because this part of the journey is gentle, important, and deeply transformative. So welcome to Life Journey with Leone, a space for gentle healing, emotional honesty, and learning how to live from a calm place instead of survival. So when chaos becomes familiar, for a long time, your body has learned to live in tension. You got used to it. You're always thinking ahead. You're always preparing for something to go wrong. And you're always carrying a quiet sense of pressure inside. So when life becomes calm, it doesn't feel safe at first because it feels unfamiliar. And what feels unfamiliar can feel uncomfortable, and most likely will feel uncomfortable, even when it's actually what you've been longing for. And let's face it, we all long for peace. We all long for that flow, just to step into the flow. And you didn't choose the chaos, but you've just adapted to it. And peace is a new language for your body. Peace isn't just a feeling in your mind. It is a state of your whole body. It is the moment that your shoulders soften, your breath deepens, and your thoughts slow down. And there's maybe even times when you don't have any thoughts, where you can literally just sit and connect to everything around you, whether you be out in nature, whether you're sitting in your office, whether you're sitting in your car. You just sit and you just become aware of everything around you. And for somebody who's been carrying stress, pain, or emotional weight for a long time, that calm can almost feel suspicious, because you might be thinking, well, how long is this going to last? Why does this feel strange? You know, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling great. It's not going to be there. You know, shouldn't I feel happy? Why do I feel restless when things are finally okay? And that is natural, because for so long they weren't okay, that when they do, you're almost creating a new tension and a new stress, going, well, you know, when does all this stop? But that's simply your body adjusting to a new rhythm. It's your body, it's your mind, it's your whole being. And you're not going backwards. You're settling into safety. So when those thoughts come up of, well, how long is this going to last? When's this going to leave? Say, no, it's staying. This is my new normal. This is the way I want it to be. And negativity will come up. It's natural, because you've lived with it for so long. So when it does, don't go back into it. Stop it and say, no, this is my new normal. And you can say to your nervous system, thank you, I'm safe. I'm in a good space. And letting peace stay without filling the silence. When you're used to the emotional noise, silence can feel uncomfortable. And remember, the emotional noise is your mind's always working. You're always thinking, you're always planning ahead. You're always, most of the time, in a really negative space. And you might find yourself wanting to distract yourself, create new worries, and return to what feels familiar. So that is where well, how long is this happiness going to last? How long is this peace going to last? How real is this? And it is real. It's very real. And I've been there. I've gone through that. And the problem is that if you go back into well, how long can this possibly last? Well, then you're kind of giving it up again, aren't you? So then you go back into what's familiar. But healing sometimes asks us to just sit with the peace long enough for it to feel natural. Remember, you're developing a new habit. It's like going to gym. Okay? You get up, I get up every morning at 4 o'clock. I go to gym, I'm there by 5 o'clock. Did that happen overnight? Was I comfortable in the beginning? Not at all. It's taken me literally years to get to the point where I can say, you know what? It's a choice I've made. I want to go there. I don't have to go there. It's a choice I'm making. And I want this in my life. And I deserve this in my life. And I'm going to settle for what's best for me. And being constantly in tension and stress and worry, that's not best for me. Being able to sit and enjoy the peace and the tranquility, that is for your best and highest good. But you're not going to develop that and feel comfortable with that overnight. It's something that you're going to focus on every day, all the time. And yes, your mind will go back, and that's fine. It's natural. It doesn't mean you're failing, but bring your mind back. Bring your mind back to what you really, really want. Because you don't have to fix this moment. And you don't have to berate yourself when you go back to the way you were. You just have to allow it and bring yourself back. And this is the space where you meet your new self. The calmer, gentler, and more present person. The person that you really want is what you're striving for. But it is a new person. And you got to start learning to feel safe in the calm. You're allowed to live without constantly bracing yourself, without expecting the worst to happen, without having to monitor what are people saying, what are they doing. Because you're allowed to feel the calm, even if it feels unfamiliar right now, and it is going to feel unfamiliar right now. Many people don't realize that after a long period of stress or hurt, their body can mistake peace for danger. Because your body is always reacting, your body is always ready, you're always in fight or flight mode. And even I do it sometimes, and I'll say to my nervous system, we don't need to be in fight or flight mode. There really is nothing. And stress happens at work, or suddenly there's deadlines. And you can say, I don't need fight or flight mode. I'm in a calm space, I'm in the flow of life, we're going to get through this. And you do. Your nervous system says, I've got to stay alert. Something is coming. Don't relax yet. And you know why it does that? It's because that is your natural state. That is the way you have been for weeks, months, years, maybe your whole lifetime. It's a totally natural state that you've always been in. And it's not a weakness. It's your body protecting you. It's your body saying, whatever you need, I'm ready, I'm here. But you've decided that you don't want that anymore. And you are now in a new season of your life. Seasons change. We have summer, winter, autumn, spring. Seasons change. Allow this new season into your life. Embrace it. Yes, it's not a 5-minute fix, but embrace it. Consider it a new season. Consider it a new page. Consider it a new blank canvas. and grab it with both hands and say, I've got this. And yes, it is a work in progress. And you can gently teach your body that it is safe. And you do that by noticing when you feel tense. Okay? Breathe through it. Remind yourself that I am safe right now. And this isn't about forcing a calm, but it is about allowing your system to soften little by little. Because peace doesn't arrive all at once. It settles. It's a step by step. And building a life that feels steady and safe, which is what you want. You want that life. You want that new person. It takes time and it takes effort. But it's not a negative, stressful effort. It's merely becoming more conscious of the now. Be in the now. Be in this moment. And that is something that I am really trying to live on for 2026. I've said that is my focus for 2026, is truly, truly living in the moment. I'm not planning for tomorrow. When I get deadlines, I don't say, oh, it does come up. And I think, oh, we've got to get through. I say, no. All I've got is right now. Tomorrow might never happen. There is only now. The past's gone. I can't change the past. I can't change what was. It's gone. It's finished. I can learn from it, but I'm not going to keep it going on in my mind the whole time. And peace isn't an emptiness. I think the hardest thing for a lot of us, and me included, is part of peace is learning to be able to just sit. We always feel we've got to be busy. And if you're just sitting, well, it's like, well, why are you just sitting? We're so used to being busy. We're so used to being on the go. And peace and just sitting and connecting with everything around you is not emptiness. It's a stability. It's the feeling of being anchored inside yourself. Because that is the time when you connect with you, with your heart chakra, with your inner being. And it is what happens when you stop living in the reaction to your past and you begin living from the present moment. And forget the future. Yes, you can make plans for the future. That's a natural part of life, but don't live in the future. Don't say, when this comes, then I'll be happy. When I've achieved this, then I know that no. You are creating a new emotional home right now. One where your thoughts, your body, and your heart can rest. This is where your trust in yourself deepens. Your relationships become calmer. Your decisions feel clearer. And your energy starts to feel lighter, and that's an amazing feeling. And it's also when people get aggressive or they attack you, you'll find that you'll sit there, and it's happened to me, and it happened to me quite recently, where at work it happened, and I thought, I'm not going to defend myself. Not because I felt I'd done anything wrong, but for the first time I just thought, I'm not going to defend myself. I know me. And I sat and I listened and I said, fine, and I let it go. And your energy and your vibrational energies change. And when I finished the conversation, I really felt quite peaceful. And I've got to say, it's an amazing feeling. And sometimes the most healing thing you can do is simply to allow life to be quiet for a moment without rushing to change it. That quiet is not loneliness. It's the peace of learning learning how to live inside you. You're living inside you. You don't have to become somebody new. Remember that you're not changing you. What you're doing is you're rediscovering the old you. And you are simply returning to yourself, safely and gently. So as peace begins to feel more natural, something else quietly happens. You begin to feel at home within yourself again. And in the next video, we are going to explore what it means to build a new emotional home. One that feels safe, steady, and grounded in your everyday life. Because it is an everyday life thing, it's a moment. So if this spoke to you, stay with me. And you're doing beautifully on this journey. Are we going to continue on this journey? So I'll see you next week.